Welcome back, CSC 230, to part 6 of our EX16, our Wells Web Design Figma, and we're past the Figma part, but we're still using it to get some of our specifications. So we're going to try to wrap up our layout here as best we can using some flex stuff just to review. And I forgot that we even did this initially, but there's a little trick to bump this to the right. It's called using margin left auto. I had to look that up. We used it another time because I know we've done that, but that would be, if we're talking about that headline is the banner, H1 class banner, and I don't know if I have a style for that. Yeah, I'm sure I have a style for that. H1 banner, we have text align right, but we can also, because we're using flex, we can do margin left auto. That means whatever leftover space should be put in there. Let's see if that works. That works. And again, as far as up and down, we can adjust it a little bit. We could even put some padding above if we want to bump this down a little bit. And actually, I'll use margin. I'll use margin top. And we could even use something like a positioning, but we'll just use margin top right now. And let's go here and see how far it is down. I'll even just draw a little box. Or you could use your guide. Looks like it's about 20 pixels down from where it starts. Try that. Margin top, 20 pixels. See how that works. Hopefully it moves the banner down. That's good. We could do it a little more if we want. 24. Looks good. All right, so that's okay. So our top looks okay for now. Now we didn't put any kind of button in there or anything yet. Now what we have to do is move this thing over. Now I mentioned we have to go back to our HTML, and I should have done this originally, but I forgot. But it's good to know that we're gonna have to do this. So this H1 and P has to go together. So I'm gonna highlight this whole thing, the H1 and P, and I'm gonna hit tab. And then I'm gonna go here and just call it a div. I'll just say div dot copy, and I'll hit tab. And that's just kind of my main copy. And I'll cut that and I'll put it after here. That way the div and the image will be the two flex items in here, inside section, when we set section to flex. So these will go together. They'll be considered as one. So div class copy. And we shouldn't have to do anything with that for now, although we could have given some other properties. So let's see how that works if we use flex. We'll go back in here and we'll use section and we'll put display flex. And you can put row, flex direction row. And another thing you can put, we now have section copy and we put a dot here. It's the class copy that's inside there. So we're gonna make a style for that, declaration for that. And we're gonna put flex grow. And based on this, I'm gonna make this 4 and this 2 based on columns. So just bear with me here. Flex grow. It'll be a 2 to 4 ratio. And then image, which we don't even have anything for yet. It's just the section IMG, which we should give a class, but I'll just call it section IMG for now. Kind of throwing rules out the window here at the very end of the semester, but I'll put section image. So that's the image inside a section. That's 2, and the other one should be 4. Actually, this one should be 4. So it'll be a 4 to 2 ratio. So the copy section inside there, and that will only be 2 if we have them set to flex. And just even refresh this to see if it's working. It's not yet. Oh, I spelled display wrong. See, display flex. There we go. That's kind of what we want. That's not too bad. And then we're going to put a background image. So the background image will be in section. So we can put it right here. We'll put background dash image, I believe. I think that'll work. Let me double check. We'll go here and look up background image. W3 schools. Never hurts to go back to W3 schools. Background image. Yeah, background dash image. And it's just URL, just like that. Now we also have it in here too. I think back here they even gave us a background image like that. Not that it matters, but, and they're just using background. You can use the shorthand background, but I always would do background dash image. So that's up here, and it's URL, and it's not image.ping, it's actually image left.ping. and it's img directory, so it's img slash and then image left, img dash left, and it is a ping, so I can use that. And also positioning for background, there's also background image positioning. We'll check that out because we want it up and down. We want no repeat, and I think we've used this before. We want no repeat, and I think we want it center up and down. Let me see if this is center up and down. That's right and left. First value is horizontal, the second value is vertical. So we could put 0 center. So actually, let's use this again. We got the background image. We got to put no repeat, I believe, so let's do that. A lot of stuff in here for section. Background repeat, no repeat. Attachment fixed. I don't think we have to use that. Background position center, but we're going to put 0 center so that it's centered up and down. That should be the vertical. And let's see how it looks. Looks okay. And let's zoom out, see how our layout looks. Now, we could certainly put a background color to body. We haven't done that yet. We could certainly go up here and put body. I mean, there's a lot of things we can do that we haven't done yet, but I'll copy this. And that's the wrong background color, although it doesn't look bad, but we want that. We want this one, I believe. So let me copy this. And that looks pretty good. That's kind of what we want. Now, it doesn't look as good with this cropped off to the side. So we could have some kind of, this would be a good place for a footer or some kind of break down here as we move on to another section. Because the idea would be that this would keep going on. It wouldn't end right here. Now, this gets a little wide here. And I could even have this moved over a little bit more, or even have some margin on the right side. We don't have to go as far on the right side if we want, so we could put a margin right on our section copy. We go here and put margin right, and I don't know. Let's just put 80 pixels and just see what happens. Okay, that looks a little better, and our copy looks a little small there. But again, we were looking at it all different sizes. If I do Command 0, you know, that's what it looks like there. That looks okay. So we're kind of getting this together. I mean, this isn't bad as far as what we're doing. If we wanted to take the space out of the buttons, if we didn't want space there, that's easy to fix. We've ran into this before. We could just go to these LI items and just put margin left and just put -4 pixels. Can't do that with padding, but you can do it with margin. You can do a negative value. That should just take out that little gap. Usually use that for fixing any little issues that crop up. So that fixes that a little bit. So that's not too bad considering what we started at. It's only video number 6, but you know, it just gives you hopefully an idea of what it's like to kind of start with something like this, lay out something visually, and then you have to kind of think it through as far as what you're going to do in terms of laying out the CSS and the HTML. It's not easy. You have to do a lot of, it's not the kind of thing you'll do one time and you'll just figure it out. It takes a lot of work. People do this every day. I don't even do it every day, so it's not something that comes naturally. I have to look up stuff, but this isn't bad for getting started here and for our last exercise of the semester. So I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to ask you to do anything else. If there's anything else you want to do, feel free to do it. We don't have to make it mobile or anything like that, even though we have made it mobile. I could even record videos, but since we're at the end of the semester, I think I'll stop there. So you could just basically go to exercise 16 and just indicate that you finished it. I'll find your stuff in Replit when you're done. So that'll wrap up the semester. There'll be a short final exam and you should be good. So sorry for having this 6 videos and sorry for my voice being a little off. I was sick for a couple days and that's why this is a little bit late in getting to you, but hopefully you'll enjoy kind of working with Figma a little bit and kind of laying things out a little bit, at least to kind of work through the process of layout and design and then actually doing the coding, watching that process kind of come through. It's good to know both sides of that.